So today I'm super excited because we're here at the home of Alana Miller. Alana is an entrant in the ufurnish.com Home Awards 2026, and she has the most fantastic dark and moody home that we're getting a little glimpse of. But let's go take a look. Hello. Hello. Come in. I had to use the knocker. I did spot the bell. But look how beautiful it is.
Yeah, very moody straight away, as soon as you come in.
So how long have you been living in the house, Alana?
So it's been 6 years now. We literally stripped everything out as a complete renovation. So everything you see here is basically new.
Brand new or secondhand?
Or secondhand, yes.
And this hallway space, like we have this glorious double height space, and we've got a wallpaper mural, I'm assuming here?
Yeah, so this is Graham and Brown, one of their murals. This is one of the first murals. It was like my step into the kind of moodier look. This is actually a slightly more neutral one than I'd normally go for.
I see your social media every single day.
Yeah, it's very different when you're in real life. You can see, I think a lot of people think it's bigger for some reason.
I did think it would be bigger.
Yes, exactly. I think people think for some reason that I live in some kind of palatial space, but it's not. It's just a little 3-bed semi. But we did knock down 4 walls to get this space that we have now. I knew I wanted a U-shaped kitchen. I knew I didn't want any wall-hung units. I have a thing against them, and they just make it feel really heavy. So we've got the bespoke extractor fan made by a joiner here. I knew I wanted a waterfall island in a black marble. So it's actually a quartz in the end, but that kind of look. I do love a kitchen island, but I do prefer a freestanding style one. But I think that's the only thing I would change in this room. And eventually, the wooden worktops, as much as everyone loves them, they are hard to look up.
I was going to ask, did you always want the wooden worktop? Because it looks so beautiful.
And I completely ignored the kitchen guy who said, don't go for them. They're a lot of work, and they really are. Like anything oil, anything wet, if you let it sit on it, it will stain it. Doesn't bother me too much because I don't mind the character. However, every 6 months or so, I'm there sanding them down and re-oiling them. So they do take a bit of looking after. These ones are actually walnut. And they do look lovely once they've been oiled, but they're high maintenance for anyone who's interested in that. So we're probably going to go for a marble effect quartz, and a lot of this will be changed again. But being an interior designer, that's what I do. I change things up all the time.
And tell me about these lights, because I'm just looking at them here and they're so much fun. Yes. I'm seeing the hot air balloon. That's all I can think of here.
Yeah, so...
And fringy, like it's just so tactile, isn't it? You just want to touch it.
So as soon as so Rothschild and Bickers, who created this light, it's hand-blown glass based on a chinoiserie style design, which I love. And yeah, we went for like the purplish glass because I think the green and like purple and maroon tones go really well together. But yeah, the light is stunning. And I was lucky enough that I got to see it made as well. So got to go to the studio, see all the glass blowing, and see them create the lights, which made it even more special.
So the dining space, it's a continuation of the dark and moody, and we have the 5th wall, which is, there's so many features in this room, but
to look at.
This one is the standout one in my opinion anyways. Yeah. Where did this inspiration come from?
This was actually my husband, Stephen. He decided he wanted something brave. I got a load of samples. This was one of my favorites, but I thought he wouldn't go for it because he's usually quite safe. It's from Rebel Walls. It's another beautiful wallpaper mural. And yeah, I mean, it completely transformed the space. Initially, we had quite a soft green on the walls and it kind of almost didn't make it pop. So we went darker, and again, it made it so much more of a feature. So we love the dark bronze green on the walls. And then later on, we actually added in the alcove units for extra storage.
And I love that there's the clear glass in them because it means that it's so practical as well of keeping things clean when you take it out and you actually functionally need to use them.
Yeah, so a lot of that is stuff I use. It's like the extra dining room stuff. And then, of course, we've then got our little coffee corner, which is very well used all the time.
Oh, you see, I love touches of glamour. And to me, this is the ultimate sort of reveal that you can have. And these have begun trending, I would say, quite a lot on social media, but they're still not a feature in most everyday homes. So this is amazing.
No, and I think a lot of people would probably have gone for a bar, but coffee is more important to us than alcohol. So we've gone for a coffee bar instead. And we literally have hundreds of different teas and coffees that like in the drawer below. That's where we store it all. And yeah, we love our coffee bar. It's very, very well used in this house.
And you've got this beautiful marble that's going
so that is
the back as well.
Yes, so that is what might be introduced into the kitchen.
I was going to say it's got the lovely green.
Yeah, but yeah, we love the marble there.
Is this a transformer table?
It is a transformer table, a very handy table for us because I've got a very large family.
I thought I maybe saw the bench of it in the hallway when I came in, but I wasn't sure.
And it sits my whole family. There's all 16 of us. I've got a large extended family, and yeah, for Christmases and special events, it's a really good table. We love the transformer table. And then of course you've got the storage underneath, which is very cool, where we can store a few things. Mostly my children's toys end up in there. But
this house is so beautiful. It's so styled, but yet it's really functional because it's you, it's your husband, there's 2 children. It needs to be their home too. And I think that's why, you can see all this storage and cleverness built into the functionality throughout the home.
Yeah, even when we were renovating, obviously I didn't have children at that point, but we knew that that's something we hoped for. So storage was very much a big part of the plan when I designed the space. And practicality, not minding that things get a bit bashed up. The fact that it just adds character. That's why a lot of it is vintage, because it already has a lot of character to it. And it doesn't matter if the boys say bash something on it or chip the wood or anything. So yeah, it's very much a lived-in home. I never wanted something that was a showroom of all of my treasures, but not necessarily something that needs to be precious.
So we're now in the downstairs living room, or the snug as you've called it. I love the name snug, like it just conjures up, and this is so cocooning in here.
Yes.
The fireplace is the first thing I was drawn to when I came in. Like there's the beautiful mirror up above it, great tiles. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is actually a really special piece. So it's by Thomas Jekyll, who was an architect and designer from around about the same era as like William Morris. So it's about the same era as the house. And he had a very particular style of cast iron fireplace that he designed. And it's got really beautiful detailing where you've got like the little bees and like the kind of geometric patterns. We were so lucky to find it. It was just a reclamation yard that was selling it. But I love the fact that he was a local to us as well, which makes it even more special to have it in the house. The one before was tiled right across the whole of the fireplace wall, and it wasn't original. So we knocked it out, and we've gone for something a little bit more traditional and a bit more in keeping with the house.
So I know on social media you have a dual name. You're like the queen of candles. And you've actually even got candles here, which I think is lovely, that this is typically something that you're going to see in electrical light fitting.
Yeah, so these were actually old light fittings, so they were wired up. I got them for free, and I just stuck candles in them, and it worked quite well.
So they're not wired now?
No, not wired in. I don't have any wiring here. That's the one thing I wish I had. But when you're renovating, there's always so many decisions, and we didn't wire in this bit. So instead, during the evening, we can light the candles, and quite like the fact it's kind of a little bit oldie-worldy, very cozy. And we rather than actually having a proper fire on as well, we just have the candles going, and it's my cozy room, my little escape.
So the paneling is a pretty spectacular feature here. Is this more wallpaper that is the mural behind it?
It is indeed, yes. So that is a Graham and Brown one again, similar to the mural in the hallway. But it's actually in a metallic finish. So when the sun hits here in the late evening, we get a really beautiful glow. It already is glowing now, but in the evening sun, it's really beautiful. But the paneling just added something a little bit extra. We went for quite chunky detailing as well. I love a panelled room, and this one is where I hide away, especially when in the hot weather.
There's so much to take in here.
I just loved doing this room. It was very fun.
I went straight to the wall. It is wallpaper. I actually thought it was going to be crocheted and that I'd be able to feel the grooves of it. I was like maybe telling you that you knitted it and knit it up.
Yeah, I'm not that dedicated.
What is this? I've not seen this before.
So this is another wallpaper mural from Belate Studios. And it looks like a tapestry, but it's wallpaper. So it's really clever the way they do it. And their quality is amazing. Like, this is the first time I've used them, and I will 100% be going back for more. This mirror is actually one that came with me and has been with me for about 10 years. I never throw anything away, which is good because it goes quite well with the tapestry. Fireplace isn't working. It is
Was this here when you moved in?
No, so they were all closed up. So the house actually was really bad. It had damp and it had dry rot and all sorts going on. But when we opened the fireplaces, all the damp went. It's just that the house needed to breathe. So we opened out every single one. The 2 upstairs ones they're not working ones, but they just are decorative. And yeah, this was another find. This was Facebook, I think, this fireplace around.
I love again that it's just so neat.
Yeah.
So it's not taking up too much space.
It's actually quite normal, but people don't realise that it's offset because the chimneys run next to each other. So you actually have, it's asymmetric. It's not.
I've only just noticed it. And usually that annoys me, but I actually hadn't noticed that.
So the round mirror kind of makes it not as obvious, but you've got, it's asymmetric. You don't actually have it completely in the middle, which annoys some people. But yeah, so that's another, I think that surround was only £10 because it was just, it's been pieced together with like the grate wasn't original and I had to find it all. So I bought that. It was a bargain. So it went straight in.
Okay, and we're entering the master bedroom. And the one thing, it feels really spacious in here, like really spacious. And it's, this beautiful dark colour, but yet it doesn't make it feel, small. And I think that's one thing people always think. They're like, oh, I can't go dark because it'll make the space feel too small.
No, yeah, it's a difficult thing because it can do. And it depends what you're trying to do with the space. It's all about balance. So in here we kept the ceiling white because it just adds a bit more kind of spaced. It's also balanced out by the skirting boards being white as well. And I knew I wanted to go blue, which is a very restful bedroom colour, but in my usual style, it's a moodier version of that. And we colour matched the curtains to the wall so that it's very much like there's not too much going on. There is pops of like, again, gold against the blue and a few bits of colour, but it is more about keeping the palette quite constricted in here.
And tell us about the bed, because this is a great bed.
Yeah, so again, it was a very, very cheap find on Facebook. It was very battered. So I fixed it up a little bit and then painted it the exact same colour as the walls. So it's an old like French style bed. And I think I picked it up for about £50, again, from Facebook. And then you have my big old Narnia wardrobe, which was one of the stipulations of moving into an old house, was that I wanted a Narnia wardrobe to feel like I could open it up and disappear.
I think this is my favourite piece of furniture in the house. I just think these are fabulous.
Yeah, I do love an old wardrobe. She is a bit rickety, but she does the job for now. But I love just the beautiful detailing in the wood. Even the cracked mirror, I don't mind. It's just it can tell a story, which is what the whole house is kind of what I wanted for the house.
Thank you so much for showing us around the home. And what's really struck me is, again, like, I felt like I knew the entire house and all of the spaces, but actually being here in person, it's so different than what I expected.
Yeah, hopefully homely.
No, it's like exceeded all my expectations. And I think that's the thing, is that you see a glimpse, but actually putting it in the perspective of the wider home is something that has really happened today in terms of how I appreciated it. So, I'm very jealous. I can actually, see you sitting in there now tonight with your candles on. I don't have live candles. And, you can see the usage of the space, not just for you and the husband, but actually the kids as well, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, and it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So right from the outset, there's glimpses of all the amazing vintage pieces, the treasures that Alana has collected over the years, whether it's inherited from her grandparents, whether it's found online. And it's really clever sourcing as well. It's not that there's been a whole load of money spent on collecting very antique pieces. She's found it on Facebook Marketplace. She's done skip jumping. That's a new term for me. And what she's created is something that's really special, not just for her, but actually her whole family.